Okay, so Technology Fair Day 2, we're looking at motion transmission systems. In particular, we're going to be looking at one technological object. So when you're doing Day 2, make sure you indicate what your technological object is and describe what its purpose is and how it does that. So for our example today, we're looking at a can opener. So our description is that it must grip the lid of a metal can, and the object must rotate the can against the blade so that the lid can be cut off. So you can see the object working. And there's our transmission system. So here, we're looking at one transmission system in the object. You want to draw it as best you can and label any driver components, driven components, or intermediate components. In our case, we don't have an intermediate component, so we draw and label the driver and driven components. Then, describe the system. What type is it, and is it reversible or not? Depending on the system, it will or won't be reversible. And a quick description of how it's working. These are the two main components in this system. Also, provide your justification. So why do you think this system was built, or this device was built with this system? So why, in our example, are they using a gear train instead of, say, a chain and sprocket, or friction gears? So the motion is transferred directly. There's no need for an intermediate component, which can save materials. The gears are even set up at an angle to make it a little bit quieter, but that angle is a disadvantage because the gears are slightly less efficient than they would be otherwise. Lastly, you want to look at the materials. This device is almost entirely metal, with some plastic components here and there. The metal components are hard, durable, and can do a lot of work without breaking. The plastic components are more comfortable to hold than metal. They're a little bit softer, and they don't change temperature so much. That's pretty much everything to look at for the transmission system. You've looked at all of the different components, but we have an extra practice area inside the packet. That involves speed changes. We have a small example where you have your driver and your driven gear labeled, and you'll need to just figure out what the gear ratio is and what to do if you wanted to increase the speed of the driven gear. And that's it for Day 2.